6:16, Jed is counting down the hours until that kickoff.
Yes.
I know you're going to be there. I think Baker Mayfield's throwing out the pitch at the Sooners softball game that day, and they're doing his big statue in Heisman Park as well, Jed.
That sounds like a blast. You excited about that? My ankles are already taped. I'm ready to go. Guys, good morning to you. Let's check out the forecast today. It's going to be a breezy start this morning. 60s out the door, a lot more wind all the way today as we kick those temperatures in. It's going to be a very warm forecast today, feeling a bit more like summertime as the temperatures climb up into the 80s. Gulf moisture streaming in. Now we'll have the wind, which will help give us a little, we'll call it air conditioning, but it's going to feel pretty sultry here coming up for today. So be prepared for that. Okay, so storm reports from the last 24 hours. Boy, big hail southeast Oklahoma. If you were able to be out yesterday afternoon driving home, looking south and east, massive, explosive, atomic type thunderstorms developing there, and they were cranking out the hail. We actually had some tornado warnings for a while down around Atoka. No official reports of any tornadoes down in the southeast, but it was rocking there. Those storms moved over into Arkansas, right along the border. Light switch went on and had tornadoes from just near Sallisaw and Fort Smith eastward all the way over toward Little Rock. Look at all the reports near Little Rock. I mean, it's just covered in hail, wind, and underneath that are tornado reports. Big tornado just to the north of the Little Rock area near the town of Mayfield. It was a big-time storm. We're waiting to see more pictures and video of that as we go into the day today. It looked like a devastating tornado. A tornado emergency was issued for that. Well, looking outside right now, it is quiet across Oklahoma. Cold front developing toward northwest. That'll roll on through here tomorrow, and we'll see that move in. Out ahead of that, a dry line as well. So we'll see this next storm system move across, and this is the one that's going to bring the opportunity for wildfire danger in the west, even central, and then central into east Oklahoma. It's going to be a severe weather threat, so everybody's going to have some kind of action. See this storm down here to the south, this moisture right here? This is a storm system that's going to ride up across Texas today, and the data is suggesting that's going to be a feature that's going to start to kick up some thunderstorm chances in the south and east parts of Oklahoma. If that happens, that's where the main game will be. We're still watching it very closely. High winds with that storm system to our west moving in. Those are kicking in. High wind warnings across parts of western Oklahoma, out to the west end of the Colorado Rockies. So if you have to travel today, be very careful. Those winds could be gusting up over 60 miles per hour going into the afternoon and evening today. Have an advisory for the wind here in central parts of Oklahoma. Just prepare. It's going to be a very windy day today. It's going to be hot out west. We're talking highs up in the 90s. You combine that with the low humidity, all that wind, just extreme, dangerous conditions on the way today. Fires will spread very rapidly. And if it's near a populated area, it could be life-threatening, so pay very close attention. The west, your story today is the fire danger. On the other side of the state, it's going to be the risk of severe weather from central into east Oklahoma. And these storms, like we saw yesterday, will mean business. These are the big ones. These are the type of storms we really warn about and make sure you're prepared for, because baseball-sized hail, winds to 80, tornadoes being possible is nothing to mess with. Make sure your tornado safety shelter is ready to go for any storms that do develop, and that could happen right here in central Oklahoma. New data suggesting that. We'll show you that here coming up in just a moment. 66 south winds right now, 17 miles per hour. Here comes the storm chance. Those will develop late afternoon into the evening hours today. The latest data suggests that this storms will develop in south central Oklahoma and roll up along that dry line, and those will be right here in the central part of the state. And then by evening time, those do start to scoot over into eastern Oklahoma. And again, any storms that develop today, if they stay isolated, will have a chance to rotate. Rotating storms are the ones that can produce all those extreme conditions. So dry through 3 o'clock on the latest data. Going into the evening, though, rain and storms will develop, and those will form up across the central part of the state. And again, these are the type of storms we're monitoring for big severe weather. If this data is correct, and this is right here in the metro, batten down the hatches here later this afternoon into the evening hours. Those start to scoot off to the east going into the evening. It's not locked in. We're monitoring it. Data is still updating. The short-term data just recently has been showing these storms, and that could back off on that, and we don't see anything. So we got the chances low for now. Just a day to stay weather aware. Some clouds out the door this morning. Some 80s, warm, windy, humid weather here for the afternoon. 50s, 60s on the way today. Some teens, 20s here coming up forward with the winds, and lots of wind on the way. 70s, 80s, 90s all the way today. That cold front blows in tonight, and that'll blow on through, bringing some better weather for tomorrow. Looks like a pretty decent day as well on into Thursday's highs continue in the 60s and 70s. Rain chances here this morning into the afternoon, again across east parts of Oklahoma. Storm chances for a while tonight, and they'll shift off to the east, and most of the action will be in far east parts of Oklahoma into tomorrow. So risk of severe weather is possible. Right now the chances for the metro area are low, but stay weather aware into tonight. 87 today, dropping into the 60s for tomorrow. Lacey will have your outdoor forecast coming up.